Ha 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 ha, wow. Alright boys, listen up, because things are about to get serious. Due to the fact that prayer potions have rose drastically in price over the last 6 months, many dumbass goblin boys have been returning to the Chaos Druids that reside in the wilderness dungeon that is underneath Edgeville. And once my reliable sources tipped me off on the information, I was quick to bust into action, and trick these young goblins with one of the oldest tricks in the book. Here we have a perfect example of someone who has no idea how much danger they are actually in. This guy luckily had his attack styles on hidden, so I wasn't able to get him to skull. But I wasn't going to let that stop me from taking away his entire bank. In the blink of an eye I pounced on this rat like a cat, slapping him up so quick that his reaction time was so slow, that it was almost pathetic. Not to mention that this guy had purple gloves, which matched his purple cape, which gave me the indication that this guy was a complete idiot, and had no right to be hanging out in these savage streets. But no matter how hard this clown tried to panic eat his tuna, my slaps were not match. And his anxiety levels were so high, that he couldn't help but to completely freeze up as he was slapped like a lumbridge spider, losing all the herbs he had collected, along with some valuable pieces of his armor. Ha 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 ha. Wow. I can only imagine how stupid this guy felt when he realized how stupid he actually was. Thanks for the money, goblin boy. Maybe next time I suggest you go kill the hill giants at the end of the dungeon instead. That seems a little bit more fitting for players who have brains the size of a peanut like yourself. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Now boys, take a close look at this young man, who was dressed from head to toe, in snakeskin leather. This guy right here is the perfect example of someone who is lost, and very confused. Not only did this guy look like an idiot, but he was proud of it. These snakeskin leather shats are some of the shystiest players in all of the lands, and are to never be trusted, because they are snakes. And the last thing I need is a snitch telling all the other goblin boys about how profitable these chaos druids actually are. See boys, look. He was actually so stupid, that he brought a warrior's ring, even though he only had range. Thus another reason why these dumbass hillbillies belong at hobgoblins, and not chaos druids. Take a look at this guy for example. This guy right here tried risking such a low amount of money, that he didn't even bother to bring a strength amulet. Yet he was still stupid enough to fall for one of the oldest skull tricks in the book within a matter of seconds. It really shows you that some things never change. And honestly, some things never should. Can you imagine actually being so stupid that you get skull tricked and lose all your items? This is exactly the reason why some players just don't belong in the wilderness. And I know that's a hard reality for you crybabies on Reddit to accept. But that's just how it is. These noobs shouldn't be killing chaos druids in the wilderness. If they were smart they would be killing the chaos druids that are under Tavali. But nearly 99.9% of these idiots don't even know how to read, let alone write, or think. Wow. Speaking of people who can't think, take a look at this red hydrangea, who goes by the name of Panga. This guy was quick to skull, but he was also quick to take off like a spooked horse. But despite the fact that he had full red hide and protect from magic, it still wasn't enough to deflect the powers of my leg snatching entangles. Die goblin boy. Die. Your protection prayers are no match. You tried hard to make an escape, but the sad reality is that your time to die is now. And your fight is over. Begone goblin rat, begone. Never come back to these here parts again. cowboys like yourself belong on Waterbirth Island killing rock crabs and collecting snape grass. Take a look, boys, take a look. A full inventory of 100% skull-tricked confiscated goods. Here I was trying to skull-trick this noob who had an amulet of fury, a brine saber, and an obsidian cape, but unfortunately he appeared to be too smart for our old-fashioned methods. But I couldn't say the same for this nice young man right here, by the name of, the owner. This guy was wearing full ADG, which is a huge indication that this guy listens to Kenny Chesney all day, and all night. And most likely has little to no brain cells left in his brain at all. You see, Goblin Boy? You drank so much Mountain Dew as a baby that you can't even tell the difference between a level 13 Chaos Druid and a level 59 named Cho Druid. But this is what happens when you don't know how to read or count. Ha 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 ha. Wow, the bank is stacking up. And we are getting filthy stinking rich. Now brothers, take a close look at this clown by the name of Hi Timmy. This guy, who was actually an Iron Man, must have been so high off of sniffing the fermented piss inside of the jugs below his computer, that he actually thought that I was a Chaos Druid. And sculled on me, with the quickness. The best part about this clown is that he was just down here trying to collect some herbs to make some potions. And every single item he was about to lose took 10 times longer to collect than your average player. And besides, everybody knows that clapping an Iron Man is one of the greatest achievements you could ever accomplish within these savage streets. And we managed to clap him out in just one hit, sending a hard dose of reality and anxiety straight to this Iron Man's heart. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Look boys, take a look. Here we have another cowboy who is such a noob that he is wearing a rune chain. And you know, like I know, that anyone on Oldschool Runescape who is wearing a rune chain is obviously a huge goblin. Just like I suspected, this goblin boy sculled up with the quickness, and he even tried to dash and make an escape, but just like the last moron, the grips of my entangle were much too powerful. And within the blink of an eye, this goblin was zapped like a horsefly, and he was on his way back to Lumbridge, at horsefly speeds. I can only imagine the amount of tears that were being shed as this cowboy cried on the steps of Lumbridge. Ha 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 ha. Wow. I'm sorry Goblin Boy, but no crybabies are allowed in these savage wilderness streets. I highly suggest you stick to killing cows and collecting their hides instead. That way you never get clapped for your entire bank ever again. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Alright men, take a look at this guy right here by the name of Narano. I legitimately had been tracking this idiot down for nearly 2 hours. But almost every time he had seen me he would take off like a spooked horse. But luckily this time, the tables had turned. Oh, you thought you were slick rat man? Thought you could outwit the almighty savage robot? Well, think again buddy, think again. I hope you realize that it's now going to take you an additional 6 hours of killing Chaos Druids just to make up for the money you just lost, and hopefully by that time, you will be getting skull tricked again. But what I'm hoping what happened is by the time he realized he got skull tricked for his bank, he logged out of the game, screamed at the top of his lungs, and threw his computer out the window, because your days of farming these precious herbs are over. And you are back to being poor and stupid. And I was proud of it. I was really, really proud. And you know why, boys? Because all of these clowns down here are a bunch of criminals. Don't be fooled by their shitty stats and their crappy armor. All the goblins who are down in this dungeon are 100% gold farming pirates, and if they had the chance, they would take you out in an instant. And that's just a solid fact. Take a look at this washed up sellout, who just witnessed his friend get zapped like an inmate on death row. From the outside it would appear that this blue D-hide ranger didn't have much of a risk. But the items that were hanging around in his backpack would beg to differ. Check it out, boys. Not only did we get some fresh loot from the first noob we zapped, but that dumbass gold farmer in the blue D-hide actually had over 5,000 rune arrows. Not to mention nearly 2,500 emerald bolts. Wow. I swear, boys, these gold farmers are some of the dumbest idiots I have ever met in my entire life. Which is why we need to show these garbage pirates how we do things over on our side. I need everybody at home to follow. This is what you have to do to become a Jagex mod in real life. Who the hell does this redneck think he is? Have a fun time burning in the lake of fire. That's what you get for trying to act like you are good, when in reality, you are big time garbage. Take a look at that bank loot, boys. 1.6 million in the looting bag. And an additional 960k in the inventory, giving us a total amount of 2.7 million coins. Wow. And on that note, just know that as long as we are in the wilderness, no goblin boy is safe. Not even this cocky little butter boy who thought he was safe because he had spotted my trick. Ha 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 ha. Wow. You wanna get lippy with me, goblin boy? Well, guess what? Now you are dead. Ha 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 ha. Wow. And we are proud of it. Like, comment and subscribe if you liked this video, and would like to see me skull trick more idiots. Also make sure you hit that join button down below, and follow me on Instagram. Real recognize real, boys. Real recognize real. Unsubscribe from all that other garbage. The savage robot is back.